On this episode of For All Nerds, we discuss a film that I cannot believe I have to say I actively hated. Trash! And what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the For All Nerds Show. It's your boy, DJ BenHaMeen, a.k.a. Halal Jordan, Ready Hater 1, LeBron Shame, Lionel Richie, Big Fetch, De La Troll, the legend of Slapper Vance, here in the spaceship tonight. And as always, I'm joined by
Tatiana King, D. Grand Duchess of Tech, also known as Gucci Mane, DeLorean, Dark Chocolate Phoenix, Tatiana Kang, the Conqueror, Doc, Aki, Tesseract Thompson, the Book of Ashanti, and the Ting of the North.
Actually, somebody commented on our YouTube. They were talking about our review, well, mainly your review of The Long Walk, and they said there was a Bagger Vance character up in that joint, which made me bring back Slapper Vance.
Oh,
yeah,
I know who they're talking about.
Yeah, they said.
Sure.
They're the magical Negro?
Kind of, but not really, because everybody got the bad ones. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you can still be a magical Negro and catch a bad one. That don't
this
mean
is true. Well, I thought magical Negroes make you. Well, I guess that maybe not the Negro, but
no,
I
yeah,
guess the magical Negro makes you absolves you of catching the bad ones.
Look at the great magical Negro of all time, John Coffey. You know, boss, I'm dog tired. Yeah, what? Yeah, what happened to him? You know what I mean? Man. Everybody else makes it out great. John Coffey got to roll over and die. No, you don't understand. I actually saw that film when I was incarcerated, so that became a running joke for us.
I'm tired, boss.
I'm dog tired. Rolls over to face the wall.
Boss.
Yeah. Boss, I'm dog tired. And rolled over and faced the wall, because that's what he always did. He always rolled over and faced the wall. Like, boss, I'm dog tired.
Oh my goodness. All right. We got
all right. Yeah. This is For All Nerds, folks. I know for a lot of y'all out there, it has been a crazy week. You know what I mean? We are out here seeing people mourning the death of Jason and Freddie. You know, it's wild, fam. You know, I have just seen people out here like, yo, Mephisto got killed, dog. You know what I mean? People upset. It's crazy. Ultron's
Mephisto
dead.
Did it.
Yo,
Mephisto
Ultron
did
is dead, fam.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't really, know that was a problem.
That's all we got for y'all.
Yeah. But that's all I can say on that. You know, that was interesting.
You know, in more interesting news, I want to say this, and this has nothing to do with what you just said. Y'all fuck with us heavy, right? Like, y'all like what you hear. You know that we're bringing you reviews, interviews, and just a point of view that you don't see anywhere else on the internet when it comes to thinking about fandom and entertainment from us. I say people, not just people of color, Black folks who got something to say. And I would love to see us go to higher heights, right? I want y'all to push up on some of these folks. And when I say these folks, I mean, hell, at this point, Tyler Perry at this point. But I want y'all to push up on some of these people who got money and studios and access and just be like, bruh, you know what would be cool? If y'all put For All Nerds on your network, whether it's a TV network, whether it's a larger radio network, whatever it is. I mean, we really should be on TV. You know, you get this melanin right here. But the fact is, I think that a lot of the blessings we've gotten up till this point has been because of people who have supported us, who have been loud and vocal, who have said, hey, no, I want y'all to come through, who have told other people about us, and then people find out. And I just want to reach out again to everybody listening, everybody who supports us, everyone who's ever bought a shirt or shared the show, to continue to do that, to be loud and vocal about us. You see an opportunity where people are looking for people like us, me and BenHaMeen, where for podcasters, you're looking for people who are, or they say, oh, we're looking for people we want to put on TV so they could talk their opinion about Star Wars or whatever the fuck it is. I'm looking for y'all support and y'all help. Y'all already do it, but I'm just going to say, pour it on. Pour it on. This is my APB to everybody else. Please, let's do this. Let's do this together. Like, we do it ourselves too, but like, I really see the power in our community and the power in the fam. And I just want y'all to continue to lift us up and help to praise us, because it helps us get to higher heights. It helps us to make sure that we get the platform for y'all and make sure that y'all voices is heard as well.
And also, I'm just going to say thank you to everybody who has been hitting that follow, that like, that subscribe button, especially on YouTube, because while I feel our melanated faces do need to be on television, I also feel that owning our own little network is also great. And so the more that you hit this follow and this subscribe button, the more we build up the fam, the more we build up the ForAllNerds network. And that's what we need. So please, be vocal when you tell people about us. Make sure you tell them, hit that like and subscribe. If you haven't hit that like and subscribe, make sure you do that. Make sure you follow us on all the audio platforms out there. Leave a review. 5 stars on Apple Music, all Apple Podcasts, whatever they call it these days.
We got at least 1,000 reviews on Apple.
Word.
On Apple Podcasts where it's straight 5 stars. They've been 5 stars for like 10 years straight. And I have mentioned Tyler Perry because you and BJ Kick, salute to him.
Yeah, I don't think he funding this show.
After y'all comments about Tyler Perry comic book, universes, I don't know if he's fucking with us.
I don't know that. But that was a moment though. Shout out to BJ Kicks and our still unnamed podcast. Everybody has been hitting us up with all kind of dope names. We're gonna have to choose from one soon enough. But thank you to BJ Kicks. Thank you to everybody who's been watching our monthly review of comics. And especially that Tyler Perry universe of comics that we created in that moment, because that was magical.
I've been watching. It's a good show. I like when y'all talk, how y'all talking. I like, y'all are funny. Y'all are funny too, talking about comics and, giving us shit that we need to be reading and checking out. So appreciate
BJ reminds me of Mello, like someone I've met where it's like, I just instantly, had that vibe with him or like like same thing where it's like, and it's always been weird for me when I meet these people as a grown man and I'm like, oh, this dude's, that's really a good person.
Friend,
really a good friend.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to do that, but he's definitely one of them. So well, on that, we talked about those reviews, and today we've got another review. Man.
Oh no.
Look, y'all. I'm
so
not even gonna lie to y'all. First of all, this is going to be a full-on spoiler review. I'm gonna stay away from a lot of, if there are any spoilers that aren't in trailers. I've been noticing the trailers get a little bit longer and longer.
Are you allowed to spoil it right now?
Yeah, the embargo will be up by the time this episode drops.
Okay, and that means you're saying, well, fuck you, Tatiana, because I haven't seen it yet. So.
I'm how we do. I'm not going to, but I'm going. This is something like, this is going to be an interesting review, and I'm gonna preface it. All right, I'm talking about the film One Battle After Another, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Tiana Taylor, Regina Hall,
Sean Penn,
who I did not know until I walked up in that joint was in it.
Yeah,
Wood Harris,
Chase Infinity, who plays the biracial daughter of Leo and Tiana. Which I just wanted to say, her name is fucking fire. Chase
Infinity. Where her name came from?
No, what?
All right, I just found this out while I was reading Reddit about this film. And this is a true story. Someone had to leak.
Okay.
Her parents named her after Dr. Chase Meridian, who's a Batman villain from one of the.
Dead ass?
Not only am I dead ass, I'm not done.
Okay.
Dr. Chase Meridian, who's one of the Batman villains from like the one with Mr. Freeze, like not even one of the good joints. And then where do you think Infinity comes from? If her name comes from Batman,
something DC related. Tell me.
Think. Come on, man. What was popping in Infinity around that time? Where was people going? What movie said Infinity? To Infinity and... I didn't
want to say it.
Yes. She is named as a combination of Batman villain and To Infinity and Beyond. True story. Her real name is Chase Infinity Payne.
Her parents hippies? Or, I mean, she's younger, too young to be.
She's younger. Way younger. The funny thing is, those movies came out 5 years before she was even born.
Right.
So they were just holding on to that. Like, they just love them joints like that.
I mean, origin story aside, I still think it's a fire name.
It's
you put it together.
Fire. Especially Chase Infinity Payne. Like, someone was saying on Reddit, if she ever stars in like a Hellraiser movie, she just needs to go by Chase Payne.
Chase Payne.
That's straight up what Hellraiser is about. That was really good.
All right, so you saw One Battle After Another. First of all, I have really been looking forward to this film because it stars my fave Leo DiCaprio, of course, and my other fave, my Patronus Tiana Taylor. So
Matronus,
whatever the word is, that's my girl. That's my girl. That's my I love her from an art perspective. I love her from fashion. and just everything she does.
Just like incredibly beautiful woman.
That too. So
super talented, just everything. Yeah.
Fire. When it comes to Tiana, I'm no better than a man. But that being said, like I am until you texted me earlier today.
All right. Same. I remember when I first saw the trailer, I can't remember what we saw for it, but I was like, ooh. And I remember even seeing the trailer though. My first thought when I was like, oh, this was dope. And then when they said directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, that was my first time. I was like, we'll see.
What Paul Thomas Anderson do that
he's done a lot of great things, but then he's done some mid stuff too. And then a lot of his, I won't say mid because
let me see what he's done.
Yeah, Magnolia is one of my favorites. Boogie Nights is one of my favorites of his. I never finished There Will Be Blood because I just was done.
He's a music video director too.
Yep.
I'm noticing, okay, shout out to Long Walk. You have these music video directors who are doing films to varying degrees of success, but they really jumping heavy into films.
Yeah, but Paul Thomas, you can't call, I mean, he's been doing movies forever. He is a movie dude. Like, he's done, this is his 10th film. He's not jumping in. Like, and
no. But
Magnolia, no, he did, Tom Cruise is in Magnolia. This is like.
Yeah, but that was also like 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, but he's been steady doing movies ever since. He don't do, as far as I know, he's not jumping back in them unless it's like some big artist. That being said,
though? I'm looking, but go ahead, continue.
That being said, Paul Thomas Anderson, PTA, is revered as a filmmaker. He's dope, don't get me wrong. I was excited. I love Leonardo DiCaprio. I love Tiana Taylor. The premise of this revolutionary, I didn't know the exact story until I got into the theater, that it's a story of two retired revolutionaries who have, been past their prime, and then their daughter gets into some trouble from an enemy from their past, and they have to come back.
Okay.
That's the basic premise. So I was thinking going into this movie, this would be a movie about, one battle after another, about revolution,
I thought it was them chasing them down all of a sudden and, like fucking up their peace. And now they trying to get like, they're just trying to live their life as washed individuals.
Kind of.
That's what I got out of it. So.
Okay. Sitting down in the theater, I'm excited. It's a big, giant IMAX. We're at the Lincoln. It's incredible. You know how it is. And it starts off and it looks beautiful. And the very beginning of the film, the intro is Tiana scoping out this immigration detention center.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh,
how fitting.
And I'm about, right? I'm like, oh, this is about to get lit. And this doesn't, that point is not taking place in modern time. This is a flashback to the past. So I'm like, all right, this is lit. And then they're breaking into the detention center, her, Leo, and everybody. And I'm like, wow, this movie is really brave to be doing this type of stuff and showing people actually doing it right then. And then 2 minutes later, I'm like, wait, what's going on?
Oh, no.
And then 10 minutes later, I turned to my partner and said, I think I hate this film.
Oh,
and then it just got worse and worse. And I don't normally, as someone who's worked in Hollywood, I believe that every film being made is a miracle because it's just a very difficult system for creative individuals and for creativity to flourish. And so I don't ever call things trash. That being said, I feel that one battle of another is one of the most cynical. And I'm a person who despises cynicism. Like, I think it is one of our biggest problems as a society. And I definitely cannot stand seeing it from a 65-year-old white man. Like,
without saying plot lines, what did it do within 15 minutes that had you questioning your life? Like,
oh my God, it was
tone,
racist. It was
the writing. Like, what happened?
There's a lot of very questionable things done with two of the Black women in this film, including Tiana Taylor and another woman whose name I will reveal right here as Jungle. And this Black woman, who is supposed to be a strong revolutionary, is quite proud to call herself Jungle.
Well, there's actually
an attempt to rob a bank in a miniskirt and heels whilst streaming. I'm on doing some set it off shit and look at my face because I'm a strong Black woman, jungle pussy. You should see my face. I'm a revolutionary trying to take down the system, but I'm gonna pull my mask off so you can see my face while I'm robbing a bank in high heels and a mini skirt.
Well, Listen, in Jungle Pussy's defense, I don't know, it's the same person. There is a rapper called Jungle Pussy, like an actual real life rapper, but I don't think they're on the same wave. But there really is a real life rapper called Jungle Pussy.
Yeah, and that's something I could expect. But for a revolutionary to get up in front of a room full of white people and call themselves Jungle Pussy and be proud of this, while again, they're the only one in high heels. The bank robbery goes awry, as most do, and they're forced to run, as you would expect at some point you're going to do during a bank robbery. You're wearing a high heels and a tight mini skirt.
So there ain't no running.
There ain't no running. Why? And that
is this supposed to be like an art film or something?
At certain points, I thought it was supposed to be satire, you know? But then I'm reading about it, and it's never mentioned that this is supposed to be satire. You know, people have been comparing it to Dr. Strangelove. And I saw somebody say it was a mix of Dr. Strangelove, which is a Stanley Kubrick film. Dr. Strangelove is a famous Stanley Kubrick film. It's black and white. It's basically about nuclear war. It's called Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. And it's a pure satire. It is a brilliant film.
Well, he names Kubrick as one of his inspirations as a filmmaker.
Yeah, I mean, in general, Kubrick influences everyone. And I'm not sure that the satire, I missed it. And again, I didn't find the satire as much as I found it cynical. I do not enjoy seeing films about revolution where it is, oh, well, this is how it's going to be. There is no hope. I do not enjoy seeing films about revolution where Black women are oversexed maniacs. And yet they come from a long, as we've seen in the trailer.
I've seen trailers. Tiana comes from a
long line of revolutionaries. Her mother tells Leonardo that he is not fit to be with her. But for me, Tiana and Leo are both insane sociopaths in this film. And I mean, Tiana is just like an oversexed maniac. It is.
I mean, this has nothing to do with sex, but they show her shooting that machine gun with her belly out, like 9
I felt
months
like
pregnant.
half of the movie was just so they could have that image.
Oh, you mean like there's no real reason behind it?
Okay, that is another problem with this movie. There's no real reason behind anything. There is no cause and effect. Things happen. At one point, after they are this is all in the first 15 minutes. After they rob this, after they break into this detention center. They break into the detention center. They're driving away in their glory. Tiana and Leo are kissing in the back seat, and Tiana asked him, for some reason, screaming as she asked him, "Do you only fuck with me because you like Black women? Or do you like Black women because you like me?" Or something like that. Remember, they just broke up a detention center. What this has to do with anything, I don't know. But at the same time, Jungle Pussy is in the front seat with a machine gun, shooting it out the window. But there's no repercussions from this. There's no scene where the cops pull up on them as a Black woman is driving down the street shooting a machine gun out the window.
You mean it's just scenes to look cool?
It's
just scenes to look cool. Okay. What about, Sean Penn, Regina Hall?
Oh my God, Sean Penn's character.
I mean, Wood Harris.
Wood Harris vanishes about 30 minutes into the movie, and it's one of those things where it's like they don't even give a shit to let you know what happened to him. They just expect you to forget that Wood Harris was in this movie.
Oh, shit.
Like, there's literally a scene of him being shot at and putting on a gas mask, because there's fire all around him, and he puts on the gas mask, and that's the last time we see Wood Harris.
Damn.
I hated this film. I cannot think of a film that I've hated this much in a long time. There's a trans character who betrays the rest of the characters. Leonardo DiCaprio makes a silly datum joke because he's too, he can't get with what his daughter is living through these days. And then his daughter trans friend betrays her. I fucking hate this movie.
Oh, no.
I hated it.
I have to see it next week in the week.
I hated it on every level possible. I hated that Regina Hall is underused and that she has to do her damn Regina Hall crying face, again and again through all these movies. I really cannot stand what was done to Tiana Taylor's character and that Jungle Pussy shit. And like to be in a room, a theater full of mainly white critics and hear them laughing at when Jungle Pussy is mentioned. Oh, did they? They laughed so many times when I was cringing.
So it felt like we were the joke.
It felt like
did it feel like we ran on a
revolution
joke?
Was a joke, and that Black people are just oversexed monsters.
Was it
not all Black people? No, I mean
the women, the Black women.
Yeah, Regina Hall ain't oversexed. It's either that or they're magical. Benicio del Toro shows up as a magical Latin. He has one of the best roles, but he is a magical Latin who saves these white people from their ignorance.
Benicio del Toro?
This movie. Benicio del Toro.
Did he do any sensei? Did he do anything?
I mean, he's literally called a sensei.
Which is also weird, yeah.
Which is also weird. I mean, he is a sensei. He does. He's a dojo.
I get it. He's a teacher at the end of the day. But...
No, he's a dojo. He teaches at a dojo.
Yeah.
But so he is a sensei. But he is also just this magical Latin who saves the day when they need him and it vanishes.
Was it?
Fuck, I hate this film.
How long was the film?
Damn near 3 hours. Every shot felt like it was 10 seconds too long. Every single shot.
Why is it so long? That means someone didn't pull the reins on that one.
No, yeah, it's his most expensive movie ever. I mean, obviously, with people like Leonardo, you're spending money. I just saw an ad during Monday Night Football. So they really are trying to make this movie into something it's not going to be. I can promise you that. There is no way this shit hits because it's such a bait and switch. There's not one battle after another in this film.
I legit thought it's
going
to be straight like...
There's not even really
I was gonna say, what are the battles like? Are there good action scenes? Is it good effect?
No, there is one cool on IMAX. Is one moment of it wasn't even a car chase. It was kind of like them running away in a car. It looked kind of cool because it's on IMAX, but it wasn't anything that I'm like, oh shit, I have got to see that sequence again.
What was the well, you already said the dialogue was, I guess, horrendous, but how was the
not horrendous? Just.
I mean, based on what you said that they be saying or caring about.
I mean, the shit like the jungle pussy and shit like that, that whole speech this woman gives was horrendous. And just nonsensical. So much stuff is nonsensical where I get maybe it's supposed to be satire, but again, it felt like a cynical fucking look at things. Like, I don't like a 65-year-old filmmaker having to make or have his character make a joke about, oh, are they using they, them? I can't figure this stuff out.
Oh,
motherfucker, you're a revolutionary
joke?
You are a revolutionary from whatever time. That means you're a progressive person. That means you should have been hanging around trans people in the 19 whatever the fuck.
100%. Not a they them joke. In this economy? In 2025?
In this economy? Ooh. And then to have the one trans character. I mean, literally, they are the trans character. Betray Chase Infinity's character. Straight up. Everyone else stands by her. That one folds like a fucking belt. What is it? Buckles like a belt. You buckle like a belt. Like, immediately just gave up the goods. Like, oh yeah, here you go. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, this is what happened.
Like, they made the point to put the trans character in the movie just so I could betray the hero and heroine.
And we know we hate that.
Fans of ForAllNerds know I have a rule that I've been implementing lately. If a movie, if I don't ever want to see the first 15 minutes of a film again, it's probably not going to be a good film. I was actively hating this movie within first 15 minutes. Like, I had so many, if I ever see this Paul Thomas Anderson motherfucker questions, within the first 15 minutes, that I knew that I was doing that. Really, really dislike the rest of this film. And it did nothing to ever disprove that thought. I cannot stand cynicism, folks. There's a quote I wanted to read. It's one of my favorite quotes ever. It's from Conan O'Brien. It basically helped save my life. And Conan O'Brien, this was when he was going off. Yeah, this was when I met Conan one time, and I'm so mad I didn't get to tell him about this. So hopefully one day I get to meet him again. Because this was on his last episodes when he was going off the air, and he said,
"Thank you enough for the kindness to me. I'll think about it for the rest of my life. And all I ask is one thing, and I'm asking this particularly of young people that watch. Please do not be cynical. I hate cynicism. For the record, it's my least favorite quality. It doesn't lead anywhere. Nobody in life gets exactly what they thought they were going to get. But if you work really hard and you're kind, amazing things will happen."
I have that last line about work really hard and being kind written on my wall right here. That's how important that was to me.
Yo, what's up, fam? It is I, Tatiana King, and I want y'all to know that I need you to do me a favor. Please share this show. You're listening to us, you're watching us, but you're gatekeeping, and I don't understand why you're doing that. I really need you to share with your friends, share with your mama, share with your cousin, share with everybody, because if you're like me, you love to share the joy, and it's really important that you do that. So please tell people about ForAllNerds. I love you.
That's why I'm so proud of things like Superman and Fantastic Four, because it takes so much more to be a writer to create hope than it does to be a writer to reflect what you already see in this fucked up world.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Well, it's the other, a splat. We're Rotten Tomato critics, so you got tomato means good in Rotten Tomato land, so it's a splat.
As most Paul Thomas Anderson's films have, it does have good cinematography. Just the majority of the shots went on for far too long, because the film itself went on for far too long.
He said F. Okay. Well, guys,
God damn.
I will be seeing it next week, and we'll get my 2 cents on it as a Black woman, especially one that
you are going to be infuriated.
I mean, I was infuriated by how the Black woman was portrayed in Mickey 17, so I wonder.
Holy shit!
And that was probably
this has nothing
eons
on it.
away from this.
eons
away. Let's talk about something more positive. I don't know if this is positive or still sad. It's both.
Yeah.
It is super positive and still super like in this year of our Lord 2020.
Oh God, I already know what you're gonna say. And I watched the speech.
The Emmys was last night. The obvious stuff really swept the other night. Particularly Andor. Andor came away very, very well. And Tony Gilroy and the rest of the entire team fucking put their foot in it.
And Dan, his brother, went up there. You saw Dan's speech?
I didn't see the speech.
Oh, Dan Gilroy, because Dan Gilroy,
his brother.
Yeah, and he won for the Welcome to the Rebellion episode. He won Best Writing for that particular episode, which Tony did not want to release all of the strips to Andor because he feared AI would be used to, train AI. So, but because of Emmy consideration and other award consideration, they did release it. And Welcome to the Rebellion is available online. It's the 9th episode of the 2nd season. I highly encourage everyone to go out and read it. I've already read it. It is, I always tell people that, like, when you read a great script like that, it just, especially after you've seen it, it just heightens everything. And you can just, you're like, fuck, man, this is, it's all on the page. It's right there. And that's a great script for aspiring screenwriters. I always tell people that, and you can easily find it. Just Google Welcome to the Rebellion script. It'll come right up. Check it out.
Right.
Fire.
So other good news, shout out to Owen Cooper, who won the Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a limited anthology series for adolescents. He, I believe, is only 15, so he's actually the youngest winner of that. Also, the guy, I think, who plays, the guy who plays Eddie Miller, his father, he also won.
Yeah.
Come to find out, I didn't notice he's also Swedish and Jamaican descent, which is cool.
I knew that. Yeah, because he was from Boardwalk Empire, so I've known about him. I've been watching him for a long time now, and I found that out like after Boardwalk, but I was like, oh, because he's very light skinned. It's like he's definitely passing.
He's very light skinned. He's passing. He's what we call passing. I had no idea.
No idea.
But yes, Owen is indeed 15, and he is the youngest ever male acting winner in Emmy history. So he made history. Also making history is now. Listen, I love Severance.
No, I love it.
And Severance swept
it's just
too.
Disgusting.
Listen, I know Severance swept too, and I was so happy. Mr. Milchick himself, Tramell Tillman, he won for Best Supporting Drama Actor, Male Drama Actor. He's the first Black man in the history of the Emmys to win it, and I think they said that's the last category where a Black man hasn't won it.
But you know what's sad is it's not the last for a Latin. It's not the last for Asian. It's, they ain't won shit either.
And it's the same conversation that keeps coming up. Nigga, aren't you ashamed that it's in 2025 y'all saying this?
No, we're not.
Aren't y'all ashamed, the Emmys and everybody else? No, they're not. We know the answer to the question. So it's a rhetorical question.
Watching
but it's
one
just
battle
like,
after another, they are not ashamed of anything.
He deserved that. I will say that.
His speech was amazing.
His speech is amazing. His mom was there.
Oh my God.
Like, he is so real. Like, it's so Black. Like, he was just like, my first acting coach was my mom. Basically, I'm paraphrasing. He was just like, you're not gonna go out there and embarrass me. You better act like you got sense. Every Black kid, damn near every Black kid in America knows them words. You understand?
I mean, that my mom, rest her soul. That was, and actually her birthday was just September 11th. So happy birthday, mommy. And she was my first acting coach. Like, I got into acting at a very young age and movie directing. And my mom was the one who was like, you can do all that, and would always, and my mom was an actor. So I was always emulating her anyway. So that speech, I was, in tears. Like, it was beautiful.
It was absolutely beautiful. And, like I said, and I said at the top, good and bad stuff, right? Like, it's great that he won. I'm all for that, but it's also just like, damn, Emmys, here we go, with the typical stuff. Like, we're still talking about, like, why are we still making firsts all these years later?
The studio cleaned up.
The studio absolutely cleaned. Tim Apple, as I like to call him, Tim Apple was there, nodding. And what's so strange to me, BenHaMeen, just to detour a little bit, how tech has infiltrated Hollywood. Like Amazon, Apple, all the rest of them. Like, when I say like everyone else, tech take over the world, tech. No, really, like, completely infiltrated. To see, and not to say that's the first time he's been there, but to see Tim fucking Cook sitting there with the rest of the suits, the Apple suits, and it's just like, they are
major players.
Yes, they're giving a platform for stuff we want to see, but it's also just like, it's so surreptitious too, because it's just like, but they doing stuff with our data, and they have some secret shit going on too. Like, it's the wildest thing. It's like they're controlling media in so many different ways. Like, it's scary. I have no other word of it besides, it's like, it's lightweight scary. It's different.
We've always had different type of robber barons running this country. It's just a different set of them.
Yeah, but the level of reach.
Yeah, the level of reach.
Like this controls what you see on TV. You understand? Like, the level of reach is wild.
I always say, I will say this till the end of time. It always goes back to The Wire. One of my favorite lines on The Wire, spoken by Slim Charles, is, "The game ain't changed. It's John Mofierson." It always goes back to The Wire.
That's a fact, and that's a word.
That's all there's to it. On the studio, though, I want to say, because I'm actually rewatching it, because I got preview copies of it before it came out, and I burned through it, and I knew it was good, but I felt like I burned through it, so I started rewatching the season, and it is fantastic.
Which season? I'm sorry, I didn't see what show.
The Studio.
The Studio. Oh, yeah, I gotta see that.
Yeah, it's on Apple TV. It really deserved a lot of those awards. I mean, 13 is crazy.
Seth Rogen.
Yeah, but I love Seth, and it's a really great show. And then the way the majority, not even the majority, pretty much every shot of the show is a super long shot. Like, they do all kind of extended shots through it. A lot of the show, one episode, I think, is a completely one shot throughout the whole episode. So technically it's very well done. It's really funny. And you get that insider look at Hollywood that I've experienced, where it's like, yeah, this is really how it goes down, and this is the insanity. They have one episode where they're trying to cast the Kool-Aid Man. I was just rewatching because they're doing a Kool-Aid film, and they have this huge debate over, is it racist to make Ice Cube the Kool-Aid Man? And then they end up making the whole cast Black, and then they're like, oh no, this is racist. And so they're just
it's the funniest thing. Like,
it's a great show like that. That's what I mean. So it really well deserved it. And the cameos, everything. It's like a smart ass Entourage. And I think they even make a reference about that at one point.
Really?
Yeah. Because it got all the Hollywood cameos, but it's a little more smarter than Entourage was. As much as I loved Entourage.
A few more highlights. Stephen Colbert, he got the Emmy. And it's interesting, you get an Emmy after you getting canceled on PBS, which is I saw that coming, but like, it's deserved. The speech the great Felicia Rashad gave about Malcolm-Jamal Warner, like, before
I couldn't even watch that.
That was painful.
Yeah,
it was absolutely painful, and it's also just like, Like, that's one of our queens of our Black culture in America, right? Like, to see her saying it so regally and talking about her son, her TV son, but talking about her son, like that shit hurt, right?
No, we didn't really get to talk about Malcolm-Jamal Warner too much, and that, it's like that's one of those things for me that is like when it happened, I don't think I was even. I was like, oh fuck, that's fucked up, but I wasn't ready to reconcile what that meant. It's Theo. Theo was the coolest nigga in the world to me.
Wearing Gordon Guttrell.
I wanted a Gordon Guttrell. It was Theo and Dwayne Wayne. Like, they were my two of my biggest influences as Black men of what it meant to be a young Black man. And I mean, Theo was like a few years older than me, and so I would just watch the Cosby Show and just think of all those scenarios. I mean, the other fucking day I'm sitting here because I'm thinking about a changing career right now, or not a career, but changing positions at a job. And that episode where Theo was like, "Oh, I'll just do this with my money," and Mr. Huxtable breaks him down about how money is, and and he's like, "Okay, well, then you're gonna start paying rent here," and makes him rent, and has nothing.
Is that when he had the Monopoly money?
Yes, and when he had nothing in his room, and Rudy's running him for money and all this stuff, and that that episode, to this day, like, it's part of my life. And it's Theo. And then, like, beyond that, Malcolm-Jamal Warner was just such an incredibly talented individual on so many levels, and was just such a good human being. Like, I have so many friends who knew him personally, and to see their testimonies about him, it was just...
And he was such an impactful orator, like, especially like later in life, like when, like, I don't know if you've seen any of his speeches. I'm sure you have, but seen any of his speeches or talks that he's given, but deeply pro-Black.
Yes.
Loudly and proudly pro-Black, and very eloquent and expressive in how he illustrated his Blackness and his love for Black life and Black culture. And it's like, damn, out of anybody that y'all could have took, Lord, like, why? My Theo, right? And I remember when that happened, everyone's kind of saying similar, like, out of anybody, other homeboy was right there. Why you had to take him, right? Like,
man, it's just...
oh man, yeah. So it was hard, it was like a very emotional point in the show where when Felicia started speaking,
like, when you were growing up, you were still watching the Cosby Show, right?
Yeah, they was coming on reruns crazy. Like, I know the Cosby Show. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, I missed the reruns.
I learned about Cosby through reruns, and I saw, and they showed everything from the very beginning. Like, I guess it started in the 80s or something, to like the later times when Raven, when I was coming up, like, Raven was already a part of the show. So Raven Simone, rather, excuse me.
Raven Simone was when I first realized the new cute kid meme. Yeah, I didn't know about that.
That's Jumping the Shark.
I did. That was my first exposure to a show, Jumping the Shark, because I got it immediately when Raven came on. I was like, oh, this show done. I hated it.
Little Richie from Family Matters.
Yeah, I couldn't stand Raven, dog. And I get it, she was super talented, all that, but I was like, I've already seen this, damn it. Like, you can't replace Rudy. And I knew Rudy had outgrown her cuteness, and it was just terrible. But I got it. I was done with Cosby Show by that point, because I knew. But she was so good. Raven Simone was incredible on that show. Theo was talking about her a lot. I mean, Malcolm was on The View or whatever show she's on, and he was like, Cosby went off script every day. That's all Bill did, was just go off script and freestyle and stuff. And Raven was able to keep up with him, and this girl can't even read.
Yeah. Oh, Raven Simone has always been brilliant.
And she would just flip, and she's sitting there like, yo, I don't even remember those days. I don't know how I was doing that stuff. And
she's talented.
She would just go back and forth with Cosby, like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. And also just, salutes to Javier Bardem as well as Hannah Einbender. Yes. Javier Bardem, who, he's wearing a kefka, and he was just like, he's saying his Free Palestine. He was just like,
I know my decision. I will never work with some company now that are not condemning the genocide in Israel, in Gaza.
Thank you, Hannah Einbender. Thank you, for being a white woman being loud about what's going on. Thank you for saying. She said,
"Go Birds, fuck ICE, and free Palestine." Thank you.
After the show's over, there's usually a press room where the winners go into, and they get like, it's like a junket where a bunch of reporters ask the questions. And they had asked her about that, like, oh, well, why'd you say that? And she was just like, I would be remiss, and I'm paraphrasing. She said, I would be remiss as a Jewish woman, as a Jewish person, not to talk about the genocide happening in Palestine, in Gaza. She mentioned, she got friends in Gaza and all that stuff, but she really just said, like, we really need to separate being Jewish from Israel as an ethno-cultural state, because like, and that's what I keep talking, like, you having criticism or being completely against Israel has nothing to do with being an anti-Semite. It has nothing to do with not liking Jewish people or hating Jews. It is not the same, and it's not equatable. Israel does not stand for all Jewish people. And a Jewish person who's on the right side of history will tell you that all day, all night, as Hannah did on the Emmys themselves. So I salute you for doing that. And that's all I be asking the white people. Just be loud and vocalize. I like that y'all in the street throwing sandwiches at fucking ICE. Do the fuck y'all gotta do. Do what y'all gotta do. Anything. Y'all not gonna get killed for it. Just do it. That's the thing. And that's that for me. I just realized, you will not get killed for that.
They killed some white people too. They shot white kids at Kent State, never forget.
White people do not have to worry about being at a traffic stop and getting killed.
This is probably true, but they do have to worry about...
White people can generally speak their mind and not worry about getting killed in this country.
Generally.
Yeah. We've seen that be the opposite, but hey, you root for yourself. But that being said, I need white people to speak up. This is your time to shine.
Straight up. Shout out to white people winning as well. The Pit won for best series, and I just want to shout that out because one of my brothers, Evan Allen, just to say, I cannot pronounce your last name, brother. You know that he's an Ethiopian. This is my brother, though. My man Evan Allen is a recurring role on The Pit, and he'll be back for season 2. So I'm super proud of him and super proud of that show. What up, my G? Emmy winner. I can call you an Emmy winner now, Evan. Look at that.
Real quick, Ben, have you've watched The Witcher on Netflix, right?
Oh my God. I watched the trailer for the new one, that's for sure. Lord have mercy.
Me no like. I know I sound like a hater.
Yeah.
But Henry Cavill was/is Geralt. Not to say that no one else could ever do it again.
Someone else could definitely do it. It just ain't this guy.
Someone else have to do it. It ain't Liam.
It just ain't this guy.
It ain't Liam. No, sorry, Liam.
Yeah, sorry.
It ain't you, boo.
Lawrence Fishburne is not in the trailer, but I did see him in a still shot. He is in season 3 of The Witcher, wearing what looks like a Don King wig.
Why is Lawrence Fishburne in here?
Yo,
I heard his name, but what's he doing?
Man, I've realized lately that Lawrence needs, like, he got some tax issues or something going on. Grandkids.
Oh no.
College.
He's playing
tuition.
Regis. Somebody named Regis.
Look, after seeing The Apprentice, I realized that Lawrence definitely will, take that check. And I am mad at you, Lawrence. I'm not
he
mad.
He was granddad in Blackish for the longest.
And that was great. I just wish that's what I'm saying. I wish he would get something like we're talking about today. He needs to get a State Farm commercial, something like that.
Like one of them steady things where it's like
one of
that,
them
he's
steady
the guy.
credit card that millions of dollars just rolling in every year. That's what you need.
Nah, Samuel got that on lock.
I know, but there's got to be one for Lawrence.
There's
got to be one for Lawrence. There's got to be something.
Jay from State Farm locked in.
You'll never see nobody else. Somewhere else where Lawrence can get his, because he got the voice of God. So, you got to be able to get that, because I don't want to see you do The Apprentice again, bro. I don't want to see you do, and that wig in The Witcher season is...
Like I said, I don't mean to sound like a hater, but I'm hating. I'm not pleased with Liam. I wasn't pleased when they announced him last year. I'm not pleased with what I saw. It just looked like somebody acting with a 613 wig as Geralt. Like, it didn't feel. Anyways, it's gonna be 8 episodes, and it comes on Netflix October 30th.
I don't care.
Right in time for Halloween.
Yeah, I'll be doing something else.
And it's just so interesting. I'm like, Netflix knows. They know this.
Netflix don't give a shit. I saw somebody make a joke the other day.
They know this is it. They know this is a wrap.
This is the penultimate season. There'll be this and one more, and then they're done. I saw someone else make it was on Threads. They said that here's Apple TV. Apple TV says we have a new series starring 4 of your favorite Oscar-nominated actors with this amazing, incredible, talented director. Here's Netflix. Here's season 15 of people cleaning toilets.
It's straight up. It boggles the mind, but then like they'll turn around and cancel shit that is popular.
They don't give a shit.
They'll cancel shit that's absolutely popular,
but that's
doing
just
numbers.
Cost cutting. That's all it's about. They don't care. They don't care because something else replaces it that's cheaper. People clean the toilets. 15 seasons going. You know? Why should we spend money when people watch Love Island? You know, like why should we spend money?
Well, not too much on Love Island because that's bringing out the superstars. Shout out Alondria and everybody else, but let them be the superstars of their time. Let them be Let them be the superstars of their time. Don't talk about.
I don't know if Alondria is headlining a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio yet.
She will be. Don't be surprised. She's fucking everywhere. Yeah. But don't be surprised. But no. But I get your point. Like I don't know, man.
No, Netflix don't give a shit. That's the point.
It's so wild. Like nothing's driven by numbers anymore. Nothing's driven by
everything is driven. No, everything is straight up driven by numbers. That's what it is. Nothing is driven by creativity or by what people feel. Everything is numbers.
All right.
You know, another brilliant series that I love so much, especially when you want to talk about what goes on in Hollywood today, is Barry. And there's this. One of my favorite scenes in Barry is when a woman launches, she's the showrunner of a new show. She launches it that morning, it goes up on the streaming service that morning. It is the biggest hit in Variety, the Hollywood trades. Everybody's loving it. By that afternoon, that bitch is canceled. And she goes into the office and the exec sits there and tells her, I wish I could do something, but I can't. Because the algorithm said this is what must be done. And she's like, you're the exec. You are literally the person who could do something. The algorithm says I can't. Show's canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the reality. That is the reality. 95% of the shit it's made by algorithm these days. And there's certain studios like, you see it with A24, stuff like that. People are still taking risks. I mean, I feel like this one bad after another is a wild risk because this shit costs $115 million and they over here trying to advertise it on Monday Night Football. And I don't get it because it ain't that. Somebody who loves Monday Night Football is not going to see this film. Or when they do, they're going to be wildly disgusted.
They saw the guns, they say America.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And when they get there, they're going to be wildly and weirded out.
They're going to be like, what the fuck is this?
There's a lot of very weird sex shit. No, I don't want to go back.
Please don't go back. Before we get out of here, because it is.
I do want to go back and say one thing though. Okay. I say, one of my biggest problems is because of how much I love Black women and how much I love Black people.
That's fair.
And that was like the fact that Tiana Taylor, I'll say it one last time, comes from a line of revolutionaries, and within the first 15 minutes of this movie, because this before she gets pregnant, obviously, Leo and her set off a bomb to blow up what looks like a power station or some shit, and Leo, who is supposed to not be the sensible one, is sensibly trying to get away. And she's like, no, let's fuck when the bomb goes off.
I've heard enough. Before we...
Black women deserve better.
Trans
people deserve way better.
That's mind-boggling. Before we get out of here, I did want to we're trying to be on the up and up. Salutes. It is New York Fashion Week. Salutes to an Actively Black fashion show. They had Actively Black. I don't know if you've seen the ads. Always seen the ads for years on Instagram. It's like a athleisure wear type of brand clothing line. They had a bunch of civil rights icons walk their show. So they had Ruby Bridges walk. They had the daughters of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X walk together. Dr. Bernice King and Dr. Shabazz walking. They had Cecil Williams. They had Cecil Williams, who that iconic picture of the Black man drinking from the whites only fountain. Yeah. They had him, and he came out. What song did he come out to? Like he's like, I ain't never scared. That's what he came out to. I ain't never scared. And he had the shades on. And it was so fire to see that. They also had Hassie Benjamin Haith Jr., who designed the Juneteenth flag. He came out as well. there was a bunch of people who came out, but like I just wanted to particularly note those folks because it's just so refreshing again to see our icons and see our leaders and you know, people from that time that actually wasn't that long ago. See them getting their flowers and seeing people like just continue to learn and again just the idea of what's happening in this country today, you know, trying to erase history, trying to erase the truth, trying to erase what's right in front of you. Like you can't erase these people. These people lived it. They're still alive, which again should give you the understanding that shit was not a long time ago. For example, on Cecil's shirt, Cecil Williams, the one that drank from the Whites Only fountain, on his shirt was his picture from that image I just mentioned, but in color. And I really like that it was in color. Like it's one of the things, like during the civil rights, you always see these shits in black and white. And I remember years ago, you and I were talking about that.
Yep.
There are color versions of all those fucking pictures.
Yeah. It's intentional.
It's intentional to make you think, oh, this was so long ago. There's never blah, blah, blah. Your grandparents, if your grandparents are still alive, they lived through that. If you're, fuck that, your parents.
My parents
your
lived
parents.
through all, my dad was born in 1939. My mom was born in 1943. They both lived through everything.
Your parents lived through that.
Yeah.
Understand? So again, kudos to Actively Black. You know, that shit was fire. Appreciate it. All of that.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to give you something positive.
No, that was very positive, and thank you very much. That was definitely very positive, and thank you very much. Like I said, I do want to go out on a positive note. That's like I said, because as you all know, I just do not, I still will not call this film trash. So I think it's very competently made, you know, very well, you know, overall. It's just what it's saying is why I had such a huge problem with that. And if I want to go out, I'm saying again, like I have a huge problem with cynicism, especially in this day and time we live in today. Like I just do not believe to ever give up, to ever think that this is the end, to ever think that things can't change. Like I hate that idea. I detest it. I fight against it with every fiber of my being. Because again, going back to my parents, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, my ancestors beyond that have lived through worse. End of story. Nothing is new under the sun, and nothing you're seeing or experiencing right now is any worse than what our ancestors have gone through in this country and around the world for that matter. So to, you know, be a cynical person to think that this is the end of things or that we cannot win or that we cannot experience a better life or you out there yourself can't live a better life is just, you know, you're already giving up. You've already lost the battle right there. And I cannot, because as someone who's battled depression, someone who's been through that, someone who's had to go through grief and loss on a tremendous scale over the last 5 years, I just know that what end of the day matters is waking up every day and choosing to live a good life, choosing to find happiness in the moments, choosing to think about all the blessings that you have every second of your life. What's up, y'all? Thank you for watching that video that you just watched. Do one thing for me. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Do it because you love us. Do it for the cause. It's the ForAllNerds show. ForAllNerds show is a member of the Loudspeakers Network, where we always say rest in peace to our founder, Combat Jack.
ForAllNerds show is powered by our listeners. Everything we do, from our podcasts, live events, our website, are all independently funded. Please continue to support us through our Patreon page at patreon.com/ForAllNerds.